You ever sit down, ready to work, only to look up and realize 2 hours have just vanished into a social media black hole? Look, you didn't lack motivation. You weren't missing willpower. You were just unarmed. In this explainer, we're going to give you the cheat codes to redesign your environment so productivity isn't just possible, it's automatic. We're always told the answer is to just try harder, right? To be more disciplined. But what if that's completely backwards? What if the secret isn't about forcing yourself to win, but about building a system where it's almost impossible to lose? So first things first, we've got to diagnose the real problem. And here's a hint, it's not you. It's the environment your phone has created, an environment that was literally designed by geniuses to steal your most valuable asset, your attention. People love to say, oh, you just need more willpower. But here's the thing they don't tell you. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a muscle. Every tiny decision you make all day, from skipping a donut to ignoring a notification, it wears that muscle down. So by the time you actually sit down to do deep, meaningful work, your willpower muscle is just toast. So instead of trying to rely on a muscle that's already exhausted, we're going to get smart. We're going to use something called environmental design. It's a simple idea. You rig the game in your favor. You make the good choices, the productive choices, the easy, automatic path. And you make the bad choices, the distracting ones, a total pain in the neck. This quote right here, this changes everything. Your success isn't really about how big your goals are. It's determined by the systems and surroundings you operate in every single day. And right now, your phone is a system perfectly designed to make you fail. So we're going to redesign it so you win, basically by default. Okay, let's get our hands dirty with our first strategy. We are going to deconstruct your phone. We're going to transform it from a high-tech dopamine casino into a simple, boring, but effective tool. Let's peek under the hood at what's happening in your brain here. Your brain absolutely loves games, points, and bright, shiny rewards. So every colorful little app icon on your screen, it's basically a tiny slot machine promising a quick hit of dopamine. It's not a fair fight. Your brain is literally hardwired to pull that lever. So, how do we fight back? We use the brick method. Step 1, delete the parasite apps. Seriously, if an app doesn't make you money or teach you a real skill, it's a parasite feeding on your attention. Get rid of it. Step 2, for the apps you think you need, like social media, you build a distraction prison. Just make a folder, give it a boring name, and bury it on the very last page of your phone. And third, you have to be your own strict parent. Set aggressive screen time limits, and make the password hard to remember. See, the whole point here is to add friction. It's that simple. If you have to swipe 5 times, open a hidden folder, and type in a long password just to see a meme, your brain is eventually going to decide, not worth the effort. These tiny little hurdles might seem small, but over time, they create huge shifts in your behavior. All right, now it's time for the strategy that feels the most like cheating. Honestly, it feels illegal because of how well it works. We're about to perform an aesthetic kill on your phone's most addictive feature. This one simple change can completely dismantle the psychological tricks your phone uses to keep you glued to the screen. It is a certified game changer. That's it. It's that simple. Turn your screen to black and white. You can usually find this in your phone's accessibility settings. So why on earth does this work? Because it literally strips all the addictive energy out of the user interface. You're removing the bright, colorful, candy-like rewards that your brain is constantly chasing. Think about it like this. A colorful phone is a dopamine casino, a toy specifically designed to keep you playing. A grayscale phone, it's just a boring tool. It's utilitarian. It doesn't trigger that doom scroll spiral because, well, it looks dead. It's designed for a task, not for entertainment, and that protects your most valuable resource of all, your energy. And I really want you to let this sink in. If you've been struggling with focus, it is not a personal failing. It's not because you're lazy. You've just been trying to win a game with a tool that was rigged against you from the very beginning. By making your phone boring, you're finally using it on your terms. So we've deconstructed the addiction machine, but breaking a bad habit is only half the job. Now we need to build a new, productive system to take its place. And to really get why this is so important, we need to talk about something called time blindness. Your brain marks the passage of time by recording new and different experiences. But when you scroll through the same old stuff for hours, your brain doesn't even bother to record it. That's when the days start to blur together, And all of a sudden you look up and realize whole years have just vanished. Let me just put the stakes into perspective for you. This is a bit of a reality check. The average person gets about 30,000 days on this planet. That's it. That's the whole game. And if you're not paying attention, a massive chunk of those 30,000 days can get eaten alive by a glowing rectangle. We're talking about over a third of your remaining life potentially lost to this time blindness if you let screens run your day. The stakes could not be higher. So to fight this, we create focus triggers. Think of these as cheat codes to get your brain into flow state. By creating a consistent routine, like putting on the same hoodie, playing the same music, setting the same timer, you train your brain to just autopilot into deep work. And the most important trigger of all? Put that boring Grayscale phone in another room. If it's not even there, you don't need willpower to ignore it. Okay, let's zoom all the way out for the final, most important piece of the puzzle. This is the philosophy that ties all these hacks together and really makes them work. This is the ultimate takeaway. Stop trying to out-discipline yourself. It's a losing battle. Instead, become an architect. Become a designer of your own environment. Build these systems, like the grayscale screen, the app prison, the focus triggers that make productivity the path of least resistance. That is how you make it easy to win. And once you start using these systems, I promise you, it's going to feel like you found a cheat code for life. It feels almost illegal because you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're just executing a brilliant plan. You're not just working harder, you are finally working smarter. You have the cheat codes. The only question is, what are you going to accomplish?